Really? So this month we're actually going to be highlighting Faith's post on Listen, Linda, Listen. She actually is looking for some advice, and this is what she says. Hi, Linda. So I don't have much family. My grandparents are pretty much the only family I have left. They have supported myself and my daughter through some really harsh things, and they've done so much for me over the years as a parent. But sometimes they get to be too much. They like to throw their opinions around and often leave me feeling bad about myself and my ability to parent. When I make a choice they don't like, I don't hear the end of it. They will undermine me, go to the school behind my back, and give in to my daughter way too much. And then she leaves a big example, and I will actually leave that example in the comments down below for you. And so she ends by saying this. So basically, if I don't do things the way they do or how they think it should be done, I'm an awful person and mom. It's getting to the point I can't take any more of their disapproval or undermining, and it's making me doubt my capability to be a parent and stirring up my depression and anxiety. But they are my only family, and my daughter adores them. I try to stand up for myself, and it just ends up with everybody getting hurt. I don't know what to do anymore. Any advice? So Faith, here's my advice. First of all, I would like to tell you how much I appreciated the fact that you honored your grandparents and how much they have done for you and for your daughter. I think it is so important that they hear that from you on a regular basis. But along with hearing that, they also need to hear that they are stepping on your boundaries. You have a right to have boundaries in what it is you are going to allow them to do and not to do with your child. You have to determine very clearly within your own mind of what it is you are not okay with them doing and what it is you are okay with them doing. And you need to sit down and have some serious conversations with them. Chances are it's going to take more than one conversation. But you need to start off by honoring them like you did in this post, telling them how much you appreciate their help, how much you love the fact that they have been there for you, but then you need to start stating what it is you are not ready and willing for them to be doing anymore. It is important for your daughter to see that you take that stand. It is important that she understand that you are her parent, not them, and that you are the one making the decisions for her. And in the long term, when she's an adult and she's a parent, she's going to look back at that and remember that, and she's not going to let anybody step on her toes either. It's an important lesson for her to see and learn. But it is important for your own sanity, for your parenting journey, and for your daughter's sanity, for you to start establishing those boundaries and establishing them now. You may have to take little chunks at a time. You may be able to sit down and do it in one conversation, but it is something you probably will have to revisit several times, because you need to understand that these aren't your parents, these are your grandparents. So they have 2 generations of old thinking in their past, and they are probably of the mindset that they have the right to do all of this because they are the grandparents. So you have to be very careful in approaching this and understanding that they are coming from a different mindset. They are coming from a different parenting style, 2 generations back style, and you need to try to tell them that you need them to work with you on this. But don't let them step over your boundaries. The second thing you need to do is understand that you're going to have a consequence if they don't listen to you. And so you have to decide really what is seriously important and what isn't, because your consequences are going to be harsh. And I wouldn't ever make it so that you say to them, our relationship is off the table if you don't listen to me, because you don't want to do that. You want to keep a good, solid relationship with them. But you do need to have consequences in there somehow. And if that's the advice you're asking for, honestly, time would be the thing that I would suggest, is that you just simply say to them, you know what, you're not listening to me. My daughter and I are going to just take a little break. We'll be back in about a week's time, but I need this time alone with my daughter. You need to understand, you need to back away when I ask you to do that. But make it very small periods of time, not huge periods of time, but they need to be clear that that's what you're doing and why you're doing it, so that they will learn that there are some things that they can't step over those boundaries on. Lastly, I'm going to say this with love. You do need to pick your fights. You do need sometimes to let them win. You do need to, they're grandparents. Grandparents like to spoil their grandchildren. So you do need to allow them to do that. So again, I'm just going to reiterate, you need to figure out what is most important to you and only pick those battles to fight. don't try to fight all of them, especially all at once. So hopefully, Faith, that has helped you in your parenting journey. Other parents, if you have any advice for Faith, please leave those in the comments down below, especially if you've been through something like this. And it will be a resource for her to go back and double check and look at. And so until next time, we want to wish you an awesome day.